Bahrain Grand Prix. It's round 3 of the ILR1 season, and boy oh boy, it's been a thrilling start to the season so far. Alongside me today, I've got Jamie Mabata, and Jamie, we're in for a fantastic qualifying session and Grand Prix here in the sizzling heat of the desert.
Oh yeah.
Well, so many different strategies. What do you think, Jamie? What can you expect to see today?
Well, judging by the latest patch that F1 has brought out, we're probably gonna see a lot of two-stops, seeing the tire wear is a lot higher now, and the rear wheels are spinning up, and drivers are trying to get used to the new handling. But I'm gonna see probably a super soft.
Okay, super soft, super soft. You think that could happen, really? You think the guys could go and do 2 super soft stints?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. And
oh wow, that's interesting.
I do apologize. I haven't used this spectator menu at all yet. So so you have to press X on the Okay, now I understand.
Ah well, we'll get there over the course of this qualifying session, as long as we're all set for the Grand Prix. But yep, it's good to have this. It's good to see we've got 17 drivers on the racetrack, and it's great to see Codemasters have now brought in this brand new spectate mode, so anyone watching in the live stream has got the great HUD.
You can hide the UI.
All the graphics available to them. They can now see all the lap times, all drivers in the pits, all drivers on an out lap, and we've got a field really ready for this season. And we've got Sean McGurk, who's currently the championship leader. Jamie, would you say surprise championship leader? Slightly.
Yeah,
of course.
See, it's a new season, it's new cars. I'd like to say, I'm a bit surprised that it's him who's leading the title, but then again, it's been so competitive. I mean, Sean has looked so strong this season so far. I mean, I don't know. These new cars just probably suit him a lot better than F1 2016 did, and that's for sure. Yep,
absolutely. And Chimasi, he won last time out. He'll be delighted to get on the board. And another question I've got to ask is Wingsman. I think he's a man that doesn't run traction control, and I think the new rules or the new really has one to watch this weekend.
Especially for strategy, he's going to be helped a lot by the tire wear. And I gotta say, I gotta take out time to say, I really love this new broadcast system, because it doesn't do that like pause when you're switching cars anymore. It's just a quick snap to a different car.
Yeah.
This is absolutely amazing. Snap. This is incredible.
Yep, it sure is. And another man who, Jamie, is not getting points, I think it's very important to mention him. He's here today, Beastas, who did not finish the opening round of the season in Melbourne and was not here at all last time out in China. So you got to fancy him to get at least a podium on the board today and start his season at the third time of asking, Jamie.
Yeah, it'd be silly not to tip this guy for a win. It really would. He's one of the fastest guys on PS4. I mean, I expect to see him up front and putting in an absolute madness.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes. All the drivers then out on the track then. 8 minutes to go in the session. Stanley's the first man
fastest
to complete a lap. A 1:29.1, and he has done that on the super soft tyre. So Stanley very early on electing for the super softs, and Tizok has gone second quickest with a 1:30.1, which is far from quick, Jamie. We can expect to see the times drop a good bit, as Ace of Pace has now gone into second place at 1:29.7. Tizok, interestingly, has gone for the soft compound. Ace of Pace, not so. As Little Blade now pops in, and look at that, Zalin pops in with a 29 flat on a super soft tyre. Bearing in mind, folks, we need to remember the game has changed. For those running on medium TC, at the very least, are going to struggle a little bit more. Jamie, can you just explain what you think has changed from the latest patch for those running medium TC?
It's a bit of a, I wouldn't say an argument between drivers, but a lot of people are saying that the medium TC is it's a lot slower out of corners. The engine bogs down a bit more, and there's a couple of drivers have reported a bit of understeer at a lot of off-camber corners. The car kind of drifts out wide, and there are a couple other drivers who say, hey, they don't really feel much of a difference, and others are saying it's actually made them quicker. But the overall feedback I've heard is that it is slower. It does burn up the rear wheels. Hayden has a bit of a disaster, and he's in the wall. Oh, what's happened there?
Oh, I had not seen that. So Hayden's ended his session early. It comes up. What happened, Jamie?
The wheel's off. No, I can actually spectate him DNF. The wheel is off the car, and that's a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know. I think he spun it. He spun it coming out of turn 8. That's a really tricky spot for trying to get some grip out of that corner. But yeah, that's his qualifying session over with.
No, not ideal at all for Hayden then. But yeah, that's just a quick summary then. Jamie thinks, and the general consensus from the drivers is that it is slower ever so slightly in some corners and some parts of the track. And yeah, I have to agree with that from what I've experienced so far. And of course, if you're slower and you're understeering, you're going to put more strain on those tyres. But of course, that will lead to possibly two-stop strategies. But interestingly, look at Bistas, a 1:28.439. That is rapid. Is very impressive indeed, straight out the box. First lap of the session, and Bistas puts a marker down immediately. Jamie, what do you make of that time? That's a super
That's an incredible time, especially for how early in the session that was. I think he's looking quite competitive here, as he's at 28.4. Corey, just to point out, is on the soft tires. He's only 8/10 off from what I'm seeing, so that's not a bad time. Corey's put in about a 29.4.
Yep.
Yeah, around. So it's a 29.2. Yeah,
that's a decent effort.
That's a decent effort.
I don't think it would be enough to challenge that of Bistas if he was on the super softs, but he would certainly be pushing second alongside CJ if he was on the other tyre, I would certainly think. But CJ, of course, is second. Let's have a quick rundown. It is Bistas at the top then, with 5 minutes to go in the session as the drivers return to the pits for another proper run at it. So Bistas then on top, 1:28.4. CJ 3/10 back, 1:28.7. Also, just behind him, 6 thousandths back is Zalin in third, and Shimasi in fourth. The first man in the 29s is Stanley in fifth. Corey, as we know, on those soft compound tyres, is in 6th position. Tau 7th, Bulletproof currently 8th, the championship leader. The main aspect 9th, and Fraggle Paul rounding out the top 10. So Jamie, there you go, 2.5 seconds covering the 15 cars, 2 seconds covering the 14 cars. It's very, very, very tight at the moment. But Bistas just appears to have the edge.
I really feel like this is his risk to lose. He's very, very rapid. I mean, as I said before, he's one of the fastest drivers on PS4. And I've raced him in PSF1 when he ruined my only chance of a podium there, but he was catching. He was rapid. He was the fastest man on track. I think, what, 2 seconds a lap faster than anyone else? Nah, he's actually an incredible driver. He's something else. And I fully back him for a win today here in Bahrain.
Yep. Shimasi now comes back into the pits, so he's going to be one of the last men to go for it. It's a real lull in the action here. All the drivers in the pits except Ace of Pace and Tizok, who've just gone out on outlaps. Let's have a little look on board with one of them. Let's have a look at Ace of Pace then. Let's have a little watch as he's really pushing on an outlap, isn't he? That's not an outlap. It says he's on an outlap on the screen. That looks like he's pushing. So there you go. They're the first Codemasters error right there. The game says he's in an outlap, and it also says he's on super soft tyres, but he's actually on the soft tyres according to this. And he must be on a quick one, Jamie. Ace of Pace.
Ace of Pace. No, that is an outlap because his thingy is not showing up. His sector times in the actual race director isn't showing up.
Okay, it must be an outlap. Then it's very strange to see him pushing so hard on an outlap on those tyres.
You don't want to push those tires that much. I mean, especially with the amount of wear lately that has been in these tires, you want to take it easy to start your lap. But I think he's coming in. Oh, he's coming back in.
Strange. It's difficult to follow this. We don't really know what's right and what's wrong with this. But let's have a little look on board with Tizok then. I think he's out there on the track at the moment, pushing on those super softs. This is a quick lap, I believe, from Tizok at the moment. Currently down in 13th. His first time was on the soft tyre. He's now bailed out and gone for a set of the super softs, Jamie. And it's very important, especially on this game, to be as high up the field as you can.
Oh yeah. Especially with how difficult overtaking is in this game, and being sat behind different cars and burning up the engine, cooling your tires, all that dirty air. You don't want to start anywhere lower than the front.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jamie, Tizok is really not messing about here. 4/10 quicker than his previous best in the first sector. A further half second quicker in the middle sector. That is a total of 9/10, nearly a second quicker than what he's done thus far. So surely he'll be pushing up towards the top 5 or 6 cars on the grid. What can Tizok do then? In the Force India, comes out the final corner, heads for the line. He's currently 13th. He goes 5th. Half a second away. Jamie's a solid effort, I suppose.
That's a solid effort. That is a solid effort. I think the main aspect is on a lap right now too. He's on the soft tires.
Let's find him.
This Fraggle Pole retires from the session. He retires.
He's backed out.
He's backed out.
He's the main aspect, I think.
Unless he's trying to just
so
set up for another lap.
Out there then? Let's look for the main contenders for the pole. Zalin's out. Slowly. It must be an outlap. CJ's in the pit. Zalin is coming across the line, either to end one or to start one. It looks like he's starting one. So let's ride on board with Zalin then. one of the contenders for the victory this afternoon. What can he do then, Jamie, as he head down to the brakes at turn 1?
It's looking quite slow. There was a yellow flag in sector 1. I'm not too sure what that was going on there. I think somebody was off at turn 2. But I don't know. Do you think Zalin can shoot for pole? He's only 3/10 off. And I can't see
Well, we'll soon find out, Jamie. He's coming to the end of that first sector now. Beastas's first sector time to beat 128.5. What does Zalin do for the first sector? A 28.7. Not quite there. Yeah. 2:10 shy of what Beastas has done, so it's not looking good for Zalin. He's not on it at the moment. CJ is out of the section, I believe. Has he crashed? Oh, my mic.
Nah, he retired. He's retired.
He's parked up. As has the main aspect. They're done for the session. Zalin continues to push, but not looking particularly threatening. I know Shimasi's gone again, or going again. He's coming round the final corner, about to start a flying lap. Either that or come to the end of one. Shimasi up to the line now, and he is currently 4th and starts a flying lap. Well, let's go back to Zalin then, who's coming through the final sector now.
Ooh, runs it a
really
bit wide.
Hanging it out to dry on the exit there, running across the rumble strip, losing a little bit of time. It's been a scruffy effort from Zalin. I think he's actually backed out of it. He's well down on his previous best, and Zalin's section is done, unless he's got the fuel to go again.
I don't think it's smart to do another lap. So what about Beastas
as the time ticks towards 0? He started a flying lap, but Shimasi's further round the road. Stanley's out there as well, pushing in the final sector. He looks like the man to watch at the moment, Jamie. Stanley in the final sector. What can he do?
So 7/10
Stanley now, and then we'll go to Shimasi when he comes to the end of his lap. But currently Stanley in 8th position in the Sauber, coming up to the final corner. His current best time on Supersofts. He's fitted another set of them. What can he do on this brand new set of boots? Well, at the end of the session, it's his final lap. Michael Davis pops into 6th in the soft tyre. Stanley stays 8th. No improvement. Super time from Michael Davis. What a lap that is.
28.8.
He's pulled it out the bag when he needed it most.
Yeah, 28.8 on the softs. That's very quick.
What about Shimasi? He's the man to look for now. If we can get with him.
If he can let me spectate him.
Yep, it's not letting me spectate him. So Beastas stays on top. Bullet pops into second now. 128.6 or 128.7 goes in behind Beastas and shuffles CG down a place. And now Tau pops in and goes second. As Shimasi blitzes them all with an even quicker time. Almost into the 27s. And
Beastas 28 mil. Oh my.
28.0. Look at that. They're all going quicker right at the end of the session. Shimasi looked like he had it, and Beastas stormed in and said, oh no you don't, I'm taking the pole. 128.043. What a lap that is, Jamie.
What a lap. That's an incredible lap. Bloody hell. 28.0. I was forecasting that time to be like a 28.3. A 28.0. That's incredible.
Well, and Zalin's now popped into 3rd as well. Look at this, the time's tumbling down. Bill was in the front row moments ago. He's now been shuffled down to 5th. CJ was 2nd as well. He's now down to 6th. But Beastas was able to rally when his rivals came calling, and he looks to me like he's clung on to that pole position. Beastas there, a 128 flat, snatches the pole at the death when it looked like Shimasi had denied him. But no, Beastas, the favourite this weekend, delivers in qualifying. And Jamie, looking at that grid, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic start tomorrow.
It looks like it's going to be something else tomorrow, mate. Oh my word. So the top 15 separated by 1.6 seconds, another competitive looking grid, with I think Hayden crashing out at turn 8 and the Joker retiring earlier in the session. But 28.0, that's something else, man.
Yep.
Safe travels.
We don't obviously know what Beastas runs in terms of traction control. We don't know if the patch has adjusted things to make it a lot slower. But regardless of what the patch has done, Beastas has delivered superbly there. A 128.0. He's on pole position for tomorrow's race. Shimasi 2nd, 1.5 tenths back. Then it's Zalin just 2 tenths off the pole, and Tau in 4th, some 6 tenths back. Those top 3, Jamie, quite a cushion, don't they? They seem like they're meant to fight out.
Oh yeah, I expect Shimasi. I don't know who was the race pace. I feel like Beastas might have the race pace over Shimasi, but that's something else, man. That's some entertaining stuff. This is gonna be a hot race tomorrow, man, or at least today.
It sure is, and a special mention as well to Michael Davis. Look at that, 128.8 on the soft compound tyre. That is beautiful. What a lap. Will he try and do a one-stop, Jimmy? Will he go soft medium? It's going to be interesting to see.
If he
It's
has
gonna
that
be
race
interesting.
pace, if he has the race pace that's close to his qualifying pace, that is going to be something else. I think he has a chance, so long as he stays out of trouble. I mean, he is mid-pack, and that's not technically where you want to be in a race. But if he can stay clean, I think he's a contender for a race win as well.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. Of course, I think Michael Davis was a bit disappointed with that late flurry. Obviously, he popped himself up to fourth, and then 4 other cars popped ahead of him on those super soft tyres. It was looking very good for him, looking very encouraging, but now he's been dropped back to 8th, and now it really is in the air, Jamie. It's going to be very tough. He needs to be clean in that opening lap if he wants to win this race, especially with people like Pistas, Shimasi, and Zalin fighting it out for the victory. And that's what he'll be wanting. He'll be expecting those guys to fight, and that would really help Michael Davis. A real treat. But here we are then. Sunday has arrived. It's all set. It's time for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yes.
The sun is setting, the skies are darkening, and the floodlights are coming on. The Bahrain Grand Prix here in ILR1. Well, we have a third different winner of the season. There's every possibility of it. Pistas is looking strong, as is Zalin. Or can Shimasi go back-to-back and win for the second successive weekend? Bullet, who won the first one, who leads the championship, not on the same pace as those guys, and it's going to be very difficult for him to win from there. So we get set for the formation lap, Jamie, and the cars now begin their walk to the grid. And of course, Jamie, no better time than now to really gather your thoughts. What goes through the drivers' minds then as they make their way to the grid now? What are they going to be thinking about?
Well, they're going to be thinking about that perfect launch, right? I mean, it's one of those things where you want to position your car in a place where you won't get hung out to dry at turn 1, or you won't get cut over. It's one of those things like the what's it called? Speaking from his personal experience, you get a lot of, I don't know, your heart's racing. You get a lot of adrenaline. That's what I'm looking for. There's a lot of adrenaline going to the grid. You got to make sure that your head is clear going to turn 1. And the last thing you want to do is touch somebody else's car with your wing, because I mean, your race can end right then and there at turn 1. But it's just, as for Pistas, you know, he's starting on pole. All he has to do is get the clean line for turn 1 and go around the outside of Shimasi. But Shimasi, I know, he got the jump on Corey last week. I wonder if he'll get the jump on Pistas, because if Shimasi goes down the inside of turn 1, you know how very difficult it is to pass in this game. So it's going to be something fun to watch.
It sure is, Jamie. And the car's now just making their way around in the middle sector now. All the mechanics scattering, running across over the pit wall and into that pit lanes, finding their spots in the garage. The last thing they want to do is being late back for the pits in case one of the cars ends up in a shunt on the opening lap. So of everyone returning to the pits, I think it's important we have a look at what the guys from 11th down have done. Of course, they get fresh choice of tyres. A lot of guys coming up disqualified here at the moment. Do not be alarmed. They are just been disqualified from the formation lap. They will take the grid. Tizzle, we do not know what tyre he's on, but Corey, let's have a little look what he's running on. He's gone for the mediums. So Corey mediums. Liam Robbo has gone for the super softs from 12th. For 13, sorry. Main Aspect has gone for softs. Fraggle Paul has gone for supers. Hayden softs after his crash. And Joker has gone for softs as well. So Corey's one to watch for as well, Jamie. Going from 12th place on the mediums. That pretty much confirms that he's going for the one stop.
The one stop, 100%. So medium soft is 100% doable. I've been hearing that the medium tire is not as competitive though. Like, I mean, the gap between the mediums and the softs apparently is about a second. So it all depends if they can get those medium tires to work. And the one stop will definitely be a factor in this race win.
Well, we're about to find out who will win the race today in Bahrain. Will it be the one stop? Will it be the two stop? Lots of strategies about to take place as the sun sets in the desert night. The 5 red lights await. Here they come. And when they go out, we will be racing. No! And away goes Pistas from pole position. Shimasi trying to pull alongside, but Pistas gets away brilliantly as they run towards the first corner. It looks like it's going to be Pistas on the run down to the first corner. It is him who leads from Shimasi, then Zalin. CJ's made a good jump as Bullet runs in 5th. Tao is 6th, and Zalin now makes his way alongside Shimasi in a battle for 2nd and 3rd. But Pistas getting the perfect jump, Jamie.
That's a good start. He covered Shimasi off. Shimasi now defending from Zalin. Zalin's trying to look the long way around. They're going to go side by side into turn 5. Can Zalin get the move done? So close, minimal contact, brilliant racing from the Renault and the Haas, and Zalin has the inside line now, and he has taken second place off of Shimasi. Shimasi under pressure from Bulletproof now, as they're looking into turn 10. Does Bulletproof stay behind? Yes, he does. But so far, looking so good. Only Corey and looks like Corey and Fraggle Pole have switched places, and then that's about it. There's a couple of changes, but I think I think Debris has gone off at turn 10.
Look at them all streaming down the back street, Jimmy. Look at Bullet coming out from the right hand side. He's going to dive up the inside.
Oh,
whoa, that's very close
twice.
to Shimasi, and somehow doesn't rip the front wing off the Toro Rosso. But Beastas has bolted, and look at that, 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, he's
gone.
2.2 seconds.
Is extremely alarming for the cars behind, but that was a great move from Zalin in the opening lap. He really had to get that done on Shimasi, and now he's chasing after Beastas as Shimasi continues to be under threat now from Bullet, who dives up the inside. Shimasi runs wide. It's a super move from the Scotsman, who is extremely opportunistic and moves up into the podium places. Now it's slipstreaming everywhere down the main straight. It is still Shimasi in fourth, but coming alongside is the Ferrari of Tau, and then Ace of Pace in sixth. Who's going to be latest on the brakes as they approach the first corner?
Oh, the two Haas's.
Look at that, they're banging wheels, the two Haas cars, and Shimasi stays fourth, and look at that, really close racing. Ace of Peace jumps
three
up,
wide.
and now he and Tower fighting for fifth and sixth, side by side, and look, one of the Mercedes cars trying to get involved as well. This is great stuff.
Oh, and just to take away, sorry, Michael Davis is down in 16th. I don't know if it was a crash he got involved in or wing damage, but he's way at the back now.
Yeah, he switched to medium tyres. His race has been shattered, as has the Joker. He's come in for a brand new set.
There's a Toro Rosso and somebody else off the track. I think that was Bulletproof.
Yep, it's Bullet as a virtual safety car. Bullet's race has been turned upside down, and it's not just him. One of the Reynolds. Who was it? It was Zalin.
It was Zalin.
Oh dear, the fight for second and third, and Zalin and Bullet have been wiped out of the fight for the victory right away, and Beastas has nearly a 6-second lead.
He had a 6-second lead at one point. Yeah, he's gone.
Wow,
he's gone.
Beastas looking good then as we run under the virtual safety car. Wow. And Bullet and Zalin, did you see what happened, Jimmy? Did they just collide, or was it just the aftermath?
It looked like I just saw two cars go off. It looked like kind of like a wheel lock is what happened. But that's unfortunate. I don't know if Bullet edged Zalin off the track and they kind of just sucked on each other and spun off. But yeah, that's ruined his race for sure. Zalin is
racing again, and look at this,
so
Shimasi and Tau having a fight, and Tau has caught Shimasi napping as they go down towards the first corner, and is the Ferrari going to go past on the outside of the Haas car? That's A against B, the two teams, and Tau, A wins it and goes through up into second place, and can he now chase after Beastas? But look at that, Shimasi ain't giving it up. He goes to the outside line and looks to me like he's going to pull the move on again. Side by side they go, heading down the hill now through the S's. Cover your eyes as Michael Davies retires. It's been a horrendous start for him, and it's not going well at all. Michael Davies' race ends on lap 3, and it looks to me like Shimasi has held off Tau for the moment, Jamie. Good defensive driving.
Good defensive, yeah.
Brilliant work. Beastas, though, 6.7 clear as they all duel behind.
Yeah, that really helps him, because that battle from second all the way to about 8th looks absolutely competitive. And that's only going to help Beastas get away more, as Shimasi, Tau, and CJ will keep switching positions over and over. But yeah, Beastas, I think he has this race won.
Yeah, it's looking very promising for him at the moment. It has to be said, as CJ now gets very racy behind Tau. Everyone else behind Beastas is having an absolutely incredible duel. I think Stanley in the background there, one of the Saubers, is going side by side with Fraggle Paul or Tizoc. I can't quite make it out as we go down there now, and look at that, Stanley and Fraggle Paul dueling, and Stanley staying in front just about, and he nearly hits Tizoc in front of him as they go down the street. Battles everywhere you look at the moment as Shimasi continues in second with Tau third and Frisky CG fourth. And look at the battle for sixth. Tizoc against Stanley, and Fraggle Paul's there as well, nearly 3 wide on the brakes. Up the inside goes Stanley on Tizoc, trying to follow him through his Fraggle Paul, but somehow...
the Saubers run wide.
Just about eye of the needle stuff from Fraggle Paul. He snatches it away from the three of them and pops up into 6th place. That was absolutely incredible stuff.
That's ridiculous. How that didn't end up in a crash, I have no idea. That was brilliant.
How did he fit the Mercedes through that gap, Jamie? That was ridiculous.
I was like, he threaded his Mercedes through like a needle. That's incredible stuff.
And Fraggle Paul climbs and slimes and
The
slivers
two
his way
Force Indians
through
side by
gaps and up
side,
into
wheel
sixth
banging
place.
through turn 9 into turn 10. They're still side by side. I think as Tizoc trying to look down the, his teammate goes down the outside or around down the inside, but his teammate gets the switchback. Yep, Tizoc back up in the lead as the Force India driver. But that was some interesting stuff there. As a Williams and a Sauber, I think, are going side by side.
Or is it Tizoc main aspect? I'm not quite sure.
I think it's
but the
Tizoc.
two of them are giving it as much as they can, and Bob Fairley in the pit wall starting to bite some nails down there, Jamie. I don't think he's enjoying this.
No.
As Tizoc gets really defensive now, and the main aspect is all over him. As they go down the back straight then towards the DRS zone, the final corner coming up. Is the main aspect going to dive for the inside? Not yet. We've seen what main aspect likes to do. He really does like a lunge, doesn't he? As they come up towards the start line. Tizoc stays 7th, the main aspect 8th, and then following them behind is Liam Robbo in 9th.
Yeah, that Red Bull's looking very feisty.
Is there any way through? And he's going to the inside to defend. Is he going to go round the outside? The main aspect. The Red Bull coming in. Robbo snatches the opportunity. Really opportunistic stuff from the Red Bull driver, but he can't quite go through. And the main aspect covers him off for the moment. But for how much longer? The Red Bull pulls alongside as he goes down towards turn 4. And is there any way up the inside? Is there any way up the bridge? Oh, and somehow the main aspect clings on. From looking at his teammate 1 minute, he's staring in his mirrors the next, and somehow he keeps Liam Robbo behind, who is on the quicker tyre. And now he's run wide, very, very wide. And look at that, the Red Bull all over him, and there's a huge train of cars forming now, desperate to get through. Incredible.
That's incredible stuff. Liam taking every opportunity he can to get past that Force India. That was incredible. Wheel bang on the way to turn 8. Thankfully that didn't end in any sort of crash. As now B-Stats is up his gap to 8.2 seconds over Shamasi. So he's in another level today. And Shamasi has finally pulled a 1.6 second gap to CJ.
Yep. Tau against CJ is a one battle to watch. There's half a second between them, but we have to stick with a battle for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. And I think it's now beginning to fall between 9th, 10th and 11th, because Cody's making progress now on his mediums, Jamie. He's up to 11th place now, and now trying to get involved with Hayden and Liam Robbo and main aspect and Tizoc as they all tussle over the lower reaches of the top 10. But B-Stats, as you said, leads at the end of lap 6, or the end of lap 5 and onto lap 6. B-Stats 8.4 ahead is CJ and Tower drilling, Jamie.
Yep.
I never seen it,
CJ,
but it just popped up on the screen.
CJ and Tao went side by side, but CJ actually has held the position. Now Tao is under pressure from Ace of Pace. And these three are getting really ready for a feisty battle for 3rd place. As now Shamasi has pulled almost a 2 second gap now over CJ. So he's kind of in his own race. But Ace of Pace is looking all over the back of Tao. And we have a very nice helicopter shot here of the battle for 3rd place.
A really brilliant fight for 3rd, 4th and 5th, and a great fight for 9th, 10th and 11th. Obviously the higher the battle, the more importance it gets, so we'll stick with that. CJ, Tau and Ace of Pace. So B-Stats looking pretty strong for the victory. Anyone's guess who's going to be next as Ace of Pace runs very wide. Also these tyres starting to reach their limit, Jamie. What lap do you think we'll see them in?
So it all depends here. If you're going for a 2-stop, you don't want to pit anything later than like lap 7. If you're going for the 1-stop, end of lap 9. End of lap 9, possibly even end of lap 10 actually.
Wow.
Speaking from experience.
Very interesting to see how long these guys can stretch them out as B-Stas continues his charge out front. What about the battle behind? Are we going to see a change as Ace of Pace comes in? And look at Tau and CJ, they're going to do it once again. It looks like the Ferrari's going to go to the outside. CJ covers the inside. Can he go all the way around, can Tau? No, he cannot. He's trying it. That's just silly. And the two of them collide. Absolutely incredible. He tried to squeeze through the gap. CJ closed the door and the two of them came together. CJ in a spin and dropping and losing a lot of time as well. CJ, where is he now? He's dropped right down to 7th
he's right
place.
behind the Force Indias and the heavily battling McLaren. I think that's Corey on a mad one. He's gone from 11th to 9th in a span of a couple corners. So those mediums are finally moving quicker than the super softs now. So the super softs have definitely hit their clip. As the Force Indians go side by side into turn 8. That's Tizoc and main aspect. The main aspect has got the jump. And they're still side
Look
by
at
side
them
going into
side by
turn
side.
10.
This is absolutely incredible. The two Force Indies, no love lost here. One of them runs wide and through the door goes CJ, parting his way through. Get your curry out of the way. I'm coming through. And CJ storms past. Taking the move on Tizok, where the Force Indies were busy battling. And that's not the first time Mercedes has squeezed through a gap between two Force Indies battling, is it, Jamie? Franco Pulp's done it, and now it's CJ's turn to do it. Wow.
Yeah,
Goodness me.
This is all helping Corey and his one-stop strategy, though, because it's bringing all the runners closer to him, because he's still on the medium tires, and he's only right behind the main aspect, and who's in 5th place. So the gap between 5th and 4th is actually 4 seconds to the next battle. And
look at
main
this,
aspect
though,
lagging
coming across the line. Any one of these guys is going to come home 5th now.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this. Main aspect currently on the soft tyre, remember. He's doing a great job. And here comes
Here
CJ
comes
on the
CJ.
supers, on his recovery. Will there be contact this time at the first corner for Frisky CJ? It doesn't look like it. He makes the move complete far easier and moves up through the turn 1 and 2 into 5th place. Textbook stuff. And he now will chase down his teammate unless the main aspect can come storming back, which he cannot. So CJ 5th, main aspect 6th, Tizok 7th, Hayden 8th and Cody 9th, all funneling through the shot in an instant. What a great fight that is for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. But as you say, Jamie, Cody hanging in there really well, really well.
And as I look at the actual gap to the leader, so actually Shamrasi is 11 seconds behind Beastas, and CJ, who's down here in 5th, is 20 seconds. So from that spin, CJ has only lost a net 6 seconds. So it hasn't been race ending, but it's just been a bit of an inconvenience, I guess you could say. But I guess his super subs is still holding on well after that spin. I mean, he's actually starting to pull away from the Force Indias a slight bit. But that's just a very unlucky incident.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised to see that. I mean, the tyres would have been really near struggling as it is. We've got a yellow in sector 1, which has now been cleared. No, we don't have it cleared. It's still coming up.
It's still there.
Why have we got a yellow in sector 1?
Oh, that's a Joker, who I think might have been facing the wrong way.
Facing the wrong way down at turn 1. Well, he's going again now. He's a minute and a half off the pace as the mechanics pour out into the pits then for Shimasi, who comes in now and removes those soft. He's gone on to soft tyres. What was he on before? Super softs.
Oh, the Williams looking down. Yeah, he's on the super softs. The Williams looking down the Force India as they almost make contact. Wow! And they're still side by side. They'll run up to turn 4. Corey sat right
Cody
behind
needs
this
to be careful.
guy.
The last thing he needs to do right now is get the front line damaged. He's trying everything left and right. Look at the Williams moving from one side to the other. He's going to try and go around the outside. Surely not at the Force India. They're not having that. And Hayden trying everything he can and trying to still get out of the Force India. Cody gets involved, but he doesn't need to really.
He doesn't really need to.
A stunner right
yes, Corey down the inside.
Does he complete the move?
He does.
He sure does. Beautiful stuff from Corey.
And he's up in the 5th.
As you like. As Hayden was pinched to the apex on the way down the hill, Corey sweep round the outside on his mediums and made a stunning move. As now Hayden loses a bit of his front line as he hits the back of Corey and ruins his race. Wow.
But that
breathtaking stuff from Corey as he climbs up to 5th place on those medium tyres. Wonderful move, Jamie. What did you make of that one?
That was an incredible move. I mean, he didn't really have to get involved in that battle. He could have just sat behind and waited for him to, I don't know, hit each other, take each other out, or slow each other down. But Corey went for it, so he's in a mad one. He's up into 5th place, but remember, people have pitted, so it's not a net 5th place, but he is going on a mad one. I think Beastas has come up.
It's a net 2nd place at the moment, Jamie, if he's on the one stop, because remember, they're all going to have to pit one more time anyway. I think he's got a chance of a podium here as Beastas returns to the track, and crucially, is he out in clean air?
No.
I tell you what, if he's out in clean air, it's in the bag. No, he's not.
Oh, no, he's
going to
not.
have to come out behind a few cars.
The battle he doesn't want to be in.
The works? Is this where the concern starts to come in for Beastas, who has fitted the mediums? He's going super soft, medium, super soft as Beastas. So let's keep an eye on this. This could be crucial for Beastas' race. He doesn't need to get involved in this. He's got a huge cushion. So what will happen here, Jamie? Beastas, what would be going through your mind now if you were Beastas?
Knowing Beastas, I think he's actually on this. His tires are glitching. It keeps looking between mediums and softs as he looks down the inside of the Force India.
He's going down the inside on the main aspect in the airpan. It's a beautiful move from Beastas. The main aspect didn't see it coming, and Beastas climbs up into 2nd, and he's got one more car to dispatch, and then he can walks off into the desert sunset. Brilliant stuff from Beastas once again, Jamie. Wonderful.
And main aspect has actually had a disaster. He's going well. Oh, okay, he's lagging actually. But Beastas, to confirm, is actually on the medium tires, even though it keeps flicking between the softs and the mediums on my screen. He is on the mediums, so it might go super soft, soft to medium, or super soft. Sorry, super soft, medium, super soft. There we go.
And now let's look to Beastas. The main aspects coming up for me is on softs, which is strange, but Beastas then, is he now going to make the move on CJ, who's coming into the pits by the looks of it? Either that or defending hard. Coming into the pits is the answer. And Beastas now retakes the lead of the Grand Prix and can surely head off now on a little trip into the distance for 25 World Championship points. Beastas now takes the lead as Shimasi pumps in the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, a 1:31.890 on those soft tires. So Beastas leads, the main aspect second, Cody now up to third on those long running medium tires, Tizok fourth, Shimasi fifth, and Ace of Pace is sixth. Ace of Pace though, Jamie, came in quite early to dispatch those super soft tires, so he'll be going soft to the finish, you would think.
Yeah, soft to the finish.
And as a result, Jamie's very close to his teammate.
Yeah, this is going to be a good battle to watch here. It's the two Haas's going at it. I think Corey's... Someone's off. Main aspect's off at turn 8.
Yes. So he is. He's rejoined now.
Yeah, he's rejoined now. Right in front of the Haas. And Corey is now up into second place. So this strategy's worked out.
At the moment, it's worked out.
At the moment, yeah. At the moment, it's worked out.
When the guys switched to supers, but Corey's kept his nose clean. He's certainly not going to be able to beat Beastas now, because they've both got one more stop to make.
Oh, the Haas in the Force India. Almost spinning.
Look at that, they're dueling like crazy, and look at that, the main aspect's been getting involved a lot today, side by side on the inside goes Shimasi, and he pulls it off, staying on the inside is the main aspect. He likes to get his elbows out, we know that, they're locking wheels, and now Ace of Pace, the super Swede will surely attack, still side by side they go, down towards the final turn, is the main aspect still keeping his elbows out, he sure is,
yeah,
he's back again, like Dodgems into the final corner, and now that allows Ace of Pace is on the grass. He's on the grass coming down the straight as the main aspect gets very aggressive, fighting the two Haas cars. Gunther Steiner's got his heart in his mouth as he goes down towards the brakes again at turn 1. Staying ahead of Shimasi, the main aspect somehow staying ahead of Ace of Pace as well. What a battle, Jamie.
This is something else. But this is going to annoy Ace of Pace because he needs to dive that Force India and get right past, as Tao's now right behind Ace of Pace. Ace of Pace, it may aspect the lag just a tad bit, but I think Ace of Pace has got the move done. Yep, clear ahead, and into turns 5 he goes. But wow, that was a heart and mouth moment there. Gunther Steiner really heart pounding. He can take a deep breath now as both his Haas cars get past. But that was something else.
Now, next up is the Ferrari of Tao, and he's racing those two Haas cars this afternoon. He's going to be forced the long way around, and the main aspect reminds me of he's going to go for the inside now. Oh my goodness. Somehow the front wing's still intact and in one piece. That was a lunge.
Whoa,
and the main aspect is extremely laggy. So take your time, Tao. I know it's hard. And he's going to try and go around the outside now. He's running onto the curb. And the main aspect again gets the elbows out. It's exciting to watch, Jamie. I'll give him that.
Yeah, so long as it doesn't lag too much, as I don't want to ruin poor Tao's race here. But it is a very interesting battle between Tao and main aspect. But CJ's catching Tao at a rate of knots, and those two were the ones that collided back at turn 1. So this has kind of put CJ's race back on track.
Well, it's Fraggle's catching Tao, and then CJ's behind that.
Fraggle,
as he goes down the straight, Tao coming alongside again. He's going to have to go the long way round. And going the long way round on main aspect is not easy. We've seen he can't. It's very, very difficult. And again, the main aspect's very late on the brakes. But I tell you what, that looks to be well timed by Tao. Beautiful driving from Tao. He shoots past and through turn 1 and 2 and moves up into the top 5. And now, can he get chasing after those two Haas cars and snatch a podium away?
It depends.
It's going to be good to watch, Jamie. What can he do to catch Shimasi and Ace of Pace?
Ace of Pace is within DRS of his teammate now. So it depends. If these two start going at it, that's going to allow Tao to get back. Tao is 2.8 behind the Haas. Obviously main aspect didn't help out, but main aspect, I don't know if that's lag or main aspect's out.
Gone.
Oh, he's in the wall.
He's gone. The main aspect has crashed at the top of the hill.
I don't know if it's
I think, or he's retired. It's one of the two.
I think he's retired, not like actually crashed, because the car doesn't look like it's in pieces or anything.
I can't see his car. But the main aspect, who is, he's retired, I think.
Yeah,
he's obviously
out.
made contact somewhere and had enough. So yellow flag is out. He's out of the Grand Prix, and interestingly, Jamie, we've got a battle now for 11th, 12th and 13th, and it's looking pretty good as the main aspect departs the circuit and heads to the airport.
Good. It's as he heads to the airport.
Meaty fight between Lyle Blade, Stanley and Tizoc, who's got damage to his front wing. Tizoc has not changed that front wing, strangely.
Has he not made a stop?
Earlier on.
Oh, look at that! The Sauber and the Ferrari getting very, frisky very on the exit of, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Ferrari team are going to like that from their customers. Goodness me. Stanley shooting and cutting the nose off Lyle Blade, says, no, get out of the way, I'm coming through. I'm driving for Sauber, not helping out Ferrari. And Stanley moves up to 11th as Lyle Blade gets equally, increasingly frustrated, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
But another thing I've got to say, Corey, by the way, he's only 8.2 behind Beastas. Beastas obviously is pulling away, but bear in mind, Corey's been on these 14 laps. I'm really impressed here by Corey.
All Corey has to do is what?
He will have a chance,
3
Jamie,
laps?
of getting a podium out of this. He will be racing
100%.
Shimasi, Ace of Peace and Tau for that podium.
If you can, he's in good hands if he can. As Tizoc is out, what's happened to him?
Yeah, well, he's having a bit of a
maybe he
nightmare.
fitted the wrong tire. I think he fitted the wrong tire in accident because he's on the inters. I think it might have been I think he tried to go for the mediums and went one thing over, or one tick too far over, and actually selected the inters. Oh, and that's a disaster for Tizoc there.
Yep, a real shame for Tizoc. His race is run. It was good to watch him fight with his teammate and many others at the start of the race. He was getting involved with the Mercedes as well. But his race is run, as is the main aspects. Both Force India is having a miserable afternoon here in Bahrain. Michael Davis retiring early as well after a messy opening couple of laps. We're now down to 14 runners, but it is Beastas leading and in control out front. He has a 9-second lead ahead of Corey, who has yet to stop on the medium tyres, doing a one-stop this afternoon. He is fighting with Shimasi, Ace of Peace and Tau for that podium spot, who have also got to stop again, but will have more durable tyres at the finish. So Shimasi third, Ace of Peace fourth and Tau fifth. Franco Paul and Frisky CJ are going to be battling soon. They're 6th and 7th in the Mercedes. Zallen's on a recovery drive after an earlier shunt with Bullet, and they two are pretty close on the racetrack once again in 8th and 9th. Robbo is 10th, Stanley 11th, Hayden 12th, and Lyle Blade is 13th, with the Joker a lap down in 14th. Lap 15 out of 29, we've just gone past half distance, and Jamie, things are looking pretty strong for Beastas at the moment.
Oh yeah, and I tell you what, Tao's gotten that gap between him and Ace of Pace from 2.9 to 1.9 seconds. So he is starting to pull in Ace of Pace. Ace of Pace is still, I think actually Shimasi broke DRS. No, just barely. He's 0.9 ahead of his teammate. So Tao's now 1.7 seconds behind. So Tao's on a mad one. He'll start catching Ace of Pace. It's all about, can Ace of Pace catch Shimasi before Tao catches him?
Oh,
that's Corey's off.
Corey, has he got a puncture? Has the tyre gone flat for Corey?
It doesn't seem like it.
Or has he just made a mistake? I think he's only made a mistake. And that is surely blowing his hopes to Jimmy of getting the podium now.
Yeah.
He's losing positions. The tyres have hit the cliff. The one
the wing. Something's wrong with the wing.
Step too far. He's off the track again.
The wing's broken.
Are finished, Jamie. And that's a huge shout out to everyone in ILR2.
I think he's spun because the wing is broken.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point. The wing is broken. Corey spun it.
Yeah, he spun it.
And throwing away a brilliant chance.
And he's going for the super softs. Why the super softs?
Well,
he should have gone for the softs.
It's all gone pear-shaped for Corey. He's going to have to go super soft to the finish now.
Because
he can't even. He's going to have to do it, Jamie, because you can't get the soft to the end from here.
You can, if you look after them, you can get the soft to the end. You can get 13 laps out of the soft, so you'd have to get one extra.
Hold on, Jamie. Look at the battle for 9th and 10th. Robbo and Stanley getting really racy.
What's going on here? Robo defending from Stanley as who's that behind them? It's Hayden.
Cody's just rejoined. Hayden's behind them, and then Lyle Blade. But Stanley, who's been getting really involved lately, is really enjoying his race at the moment, isn't he? Getting involved with Lyle Blade, now getting involved with Robbo, and looking like a man with a pace at the moment, as Robbo must be struggling on old tyres, because look at this, the medium runner of Stanley is all over the back of him, Jamie.
Yeah, it's time to come in and get a new set of tyres. Probably take the mediums to the end, because it's losing too much valuable time staying out on worn softs.
Yep, absolutely. Shimasi's 13.5 seconds behind. Beastas is Stanley going for the inside. Is he going to pull it off? Stanley on the inside!
Yeah, easy as that. He has more traction.
Yes, he does. Beautiful. And the Swiss team like that one. And up into 9th place goes Stanley, and dropping down is Robbo on what is increasingly heading to the canvas on those tyres. Not looking good at all, as now Hayden begins to line him up as well. And wow, Ace of Pace is into the pits, Jamie. He's made a call for the stop. He's going to get rid of those supers, softs, mediums, sorry.
Yeah,
and
mediums.
go on, no, sorry, he was getting rid of the softs and going on to the medium tyre. So Ace of Pace has made his final stop of the afternoon and heads back down the pit lane and rejoins in 10th place. Not an ideal place to rejoin. 11th
Not
place.
the
Look
position, yeah. That's not where he wants to rejoin.
Goodness me, that is going to destroy his chances of the podium now. Stuck behind Stanley, Liam and Hayden. Not looking good.
So I wonder what that's gonna do for Shermasi's race. If Ace of Pace is gonna relay info to Shermasi, or Shermasi's gonna stay out and go for another set of softs.
I missed it on screen, but Bullet has just passed Zalin to climb up into 6th ahead of him, and Zalin, who was just ahead of him, and now they've swapped places. So,
yeah, Bullet on this.
Interesting there. Bullet and Zalin, of course, collided early on, both contenders for the victory, and this time they've managed to battle without any incident, so they can continue climbing their way up the field. Next up on their radar is CJ. They might get to him. They're not going to get some really good pace at the moment, these two.
Yeah, they're going to start catching CJ. I think CJ's race is kind of a bit ruined after that spin too. But Shermasi is in, so Shermasi's in. Or is he going to come out?
He came out in relation to those guys.
I think he's going to want to put on a set of softs.
Ace of Pace is left. Look at Ace of Pace. Look where he is. Look at the duel. Down the straight. Here comes Liam Robbo going past Hayden. And look at that Ace of Pace right behind him. Robbo round the outside of Hayden. Hayden covers the inside and squeezes him out. And through the door goes Ace of Pace. Surely making the move then as they go side by side to start lap 18 of this Grand Prix. And where will Shermasi come out in all this? Almost 3 wide down the straight. Where is Shermasi? He's
ahead
on the pit exit.
He's crucially ahead.
Gets out just in front of them. That is crucial.
Wow.
Absolutely crucial for Shermasi, and surely he's the favourite for that 2nd place now.
Oh yeah.
Shermasi just ahead of that duel with Stanley. Hayden, look at Robbo getting squeezed towards the edge of the track by Ace of Pace, and is he going to dive up the inside?
Nah, Ace of Pace around the outside.
Ace of Pace just about clings on and moves up after a sector-long battle up into 9th. He needs to get Hayden and Stanley quickly if he wants to get back after his teammate.
Yeah, I think that's kind of ruined his race.
For Ace of Pace, Jamie. It's been one in which he's been getting close to his teammate, and then he's had to do a little bit of work to get back to him. And once again, that is the case here. And
Shermasi
was a wrong call.
Shermasi went that one lap extra, and Ashley's on the soft, so Ace of Pace won't catch Shermasi for second.
No, he won't.
For net second.
But he will catch Hayden because he's just gone past him. Hayden running wide then, down at the hairpin, and up into 8th place because Ace of Pace. It will be difficult for him to catch Shermasi, but maybe at the end, Jamie, when those tyres start to struggle,
yeah,
there might
probably
be a chance.
But Ace of Pace has to be really on it.
Sector 1 and 2, we've got an incident.
Lyle out.
Is out of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, he's pulling over.
I think it's a retirement, Jamie. I think he's had a crash and then chose to retire.
Yeah, so, that's 4 people out.
A forgettable afternoon for the Ferrari man. It's not been
Stanley's
a good day for Tizoc, the main aspect, or Michael Davis. There's a real change of positions now as Ace of Pace climbs up another position into 6th. The next car on the radar is Shermasi. That's because Stanley's come into the pits for his 2nd and final stop.
So Ace of Pace will have the overall consistency on his laps, but I think Shermasi is going to use those softs to his advantage just to pull out enough gap to negate his tire wear. So I think Shermasi is probably set for a net second. I think CJ, Fraggle, and Tao will be stopping again. Tao was in an active battle with the Haas's as well, I believe. So yeah. Tao is probably going to do another lap.
I'd say to Shermasi.
Yeah, because Tao can go, if he does another lap, he can go into the super softs.
Well, that's what he's trying. Lap 19 out of 29, so surely 2 more, you would think, unless he tries 1 more and goes aggressive. But Beastas has got a huge lead. He's dominated. Look at that. Fastest lap of the race. 1:31.6. He has been in a class of his own from the moment we arrived here. He has been totally and utterly dominant. He has got almost a full pit stop on the field. And Jamie, with 9 laps to go, it's going to be very hard to bet against him winning this one.
Oh yeah, no, I really can't see it. I did tip him from the win at the start. I think he's on a. He was set to win the race in the start. His qualifying time was something else too, 28.0.
Well, It's looking good for him as Tao then.
Shimasi though responds 31-3.
Well, if your name's Tao, you might want to start thinking about a pit stop, because look at that 131.3 from Tao on the softs. And now you got to wonder, sorry, from Shimasi on the softs, and now Tao needs to think about a pit stop if he wants to make up the time at the end of the race and get back ahead and make that second place. Now Zalin pops in with a brand new fastest lap for Renault.
So the time to pit is now.
Yeah, the time to come in is now.
Yeah, Zalin's going to pit this lap for the super softs.
And we've got a change of position as Robbo comes back out of the pits. He's had a forgettable afternoon. He's coming out in 12th. Can he salvage a point? I think one to watch is going to be Corey, Jamie, in 8th place. He's going to have Zalin and Bullet coming at him on fresh soft tyres. Well, Corey had to go into supers, didn't he?
Corey should have gone for for softs, because he's going to have to pit again.
Yeah, he sure is. So Corey's race is looking horrendous.
Yeah.
Getting a point out of this will be a tough call. Can Hayden be caught though by Bullet or Zalin? I don't think so. All eyes though, Jamie, for the remainder of this race look to be on what Tao does. Against
it depends if he pits now. So he's in. He's coming in.
Yeah, in comes Tao to the pits then. Ferrari need to get this right if they want their man on this podium and as high up the podium as possible. And remember, if anything happens to Beastas, anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. These guys would be fighting for the victory as Tao gets on his way. It's a super stop, Jamie.
Yeah, it's a super stop. But where is he going to come out? That's the question. Oh, the Haas is coming down the straight.
Shimasi's going to be through. What about Ace of Pace? Fraggle Paul's come in as well on this lap. Ace of Pace, where is he in relation to?
Oh, they're going to come out side by side in turn 1.
He's going to be very, very close on the brakes. This is vital.
And he's just done it just ahead.
Is ahead.
Yeah, and Bulletproof 30.8 on the soft, so the times are tumbling now. So yeah, Tao's probably gonna put in an absolute masterclass of a lap here. He's what? He's 5 seconds behind Shimasi.
It's going to be tall order.
That's going to be
a tall order.
Yeah, that's going to be a big ask. That's going to be a big ask.
Well, he's got Ace of Pace in his back pocket. That is a certainty. I can't see how Ace of Pace is going to come back at him. So yeah, it looks good now for Tao to be on the podium. But what about CJ? We've not mentioned CJ very much.
So he's
on the soft tyre. What's his situation with pit stops?
I think, let's see.
He's stopped once already. He's had super softs and now he's went to mediums. So, and he's going from lap 11 on the mediums, Jamie. CG might go to the end.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's possible to go to the end from lap 11, yeah, on the mediums definitely. So long as you look after your rear tires.
Coming up on race director as he's on mediums, he's showing me on the track he's on softs. What is he on?
On me on the race director and on track he's on mediums.
Okay, we'll go with that then. Strange as to how that's happened, but yeah. CJ on the medium tyre, and he took the super soft to lap 11, Jamie. That's commendable. That deserves a round of applause.
Because that was the original one stop before the patch. It was to take your super softs at the end of lap 10, because the mediums can go from the end of lap, or the beginning of lap 11 all the way to the end. Just under 70% wear, from personal experience.
Wow. Well, this is interesting then. So will CJ be able to fend off Shimasi and Tao? I mean, Shimasi maybe not, but Tao, given the fact he's 10 seconds back with only 7 laps to go, it's not going to be easy for him to actually get on this podium. CJ's strategy might just have given him an unlikely podium here after his earlier spin. Or will that podium come back to haunt him, Jamie?
It all depends here.
That spin, sorry.
It depends, because I can see Shimasi catching CJ, that's no doubt. It depends what lap times CJ is doing compared to Tao. So I don't know if you can take a look at the race to see what time he's doing, because I think Tao is going to be putting in at least mid-30s on the super sauce, and there's no way CJ is anywhere in he must be in like the mid-32s. So if he's in the mid-32s,
CJ is currently lapping in the 32s. He's just set his personal best of the race though on those medium tires, so they're not struggling too much. He just did a 32.3, which is pretty solid. So CJ then trying to rally with his mid-32. So CJ's on a 32.3. We don't know what Tao's done. This is his first flying lap since his stop. Expect it to go purple. I would be surprised if it doesn't. Tao then into the final corner and coming up to the line. Is he cutting that gap down?
He's taking 1.5
yes, he
out.
Is he cutting it down to CJ? Absolutely. Across the line comes
30.8.
He doesn't set a fastest lap of the race.
That's slower than
what does
Bullet.
He set?
30.8. It was slower than Bullet, who was on the softs. So I don't know if it's he's just trying to get the super softs to come to life, or he's not catching quick enough because Shimasi's starting to stabilize that 4.3 second gap. However, the gap between Shimasi and CJ is dropped by 1.3 seconds in just that lap.
Yeah,
so Shimasi will
be there at the end,
it's going to be very close.
It's going to be fantastic to watch. He's going to be there. And yeah, I can't wait to see how that unfolds. But Beastas, interestingly, Jamie, Beastas has stayed out all this time on those mediums. That's another one for the guys in ILR2 to watch out for. Beastas, remember, pitted at the end of what, lap 7 or 8? Or something
yeah,
like
that's. I really wonder if he's actually going to make that. He can afford. He can afford to pit.
Come in now and go for a set of super softs. You would expect him to do it at some point.
Yeah, it would be silly.
Going super soft medium all
it'd
the
be
way.
It'd be silly to do super soft medium if he's pitted in the end of lap 7. Because that's risking a puncher. So I think he's going to come in probably for the fastest lap on like lap 27 or something like that.
Yep, I'd be surprised if he doesn't come in. That would be risking everything as you've just said.
Yeah.
But he has got such an advantage, Jamie. 32 seconds. It's been an absolute cruise. A walk in the park for him. And look at that gap come down now. CJ and Shimasi, only 2.4 seconds between them. It's really coming alive now. And I just cannot see how CJ can fend off Shimasi and even Tao to the finishes. The gap between those two comes down to about 4 seconds.
Yeah, I think
actually, I want to have a look.
Corey's had a disaster. What's happened?
Corey's had a crash.
Oh, the suspension's off.
But have a look, Jamie. Bullet against Zalin. That looks like a real fight for 7th and 8th. Bullet against Zalin. Zalin just in front. Bullet dives to the inside. Can he make it stick on the brakes? Zalin fends him off and stays ahead. The Hungarian just about holding himself up in 7th place, but Bullet is there and really looking racy behind him. Great job between these two. They've been fighting all race long, Jamie. All
race long, and we're just hoping there isn't another collision. Cause I think that was kind of. I think the first one was. I think a Toro Rosso did force the Renault off the track a bit because it looked like they wheel looked. I'm not saying it's Bullet's fault yet, but Bullet tries to look for a switchback. Zalin crosses back over into turn 8. They go, covers off the inside, and easy as that. But these two are probably looking to switch positions very soon. And so the gap now between Shimasi and CJ is now 1.4 seconds, and Tao is 3.7. So I think he'll be able to hold Tao off, but CJ won't be able to hold off Shimasi, I don't think. So the gap now between Shimasi and CJ is now 1.4.
Well, as I accidentally run the stream so everyone can hear it there. But yeah, what were you saying there, Jamie? Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, the gap coming down now to 1 second between CJ and Shimasi, as you said. We'll go to that very soon. We'll attempt at a move from Bullet down the main straight. He's got to set it up here, Jamie. It's all about getting it right, isn't it? Just setting the car up for a lunge and a spectacular charge out of that final corner. Well, here he comes then. Out of the final corner. Can Bullet
he's right on the back
and make
of him.
the move then? They go down the straight. Zalin defends towards the pit wall. And Bullet gets right in the toe. Here comes the Toro Rosso. Will he dive again for the inside? He's already been denied once. Will he be denied again? He goes to the outside. Defending hard as Zalin. Bullet tries around the outside. He'll try to cut back, but there's no way through. And still staying ahead of Zalin. What about up the hill? The Scotsman moves to the inside and then switches back to the outside. Is he going to dive late on the brakes? He is. The Scotsman makes a late lunge. It's a stunning move. Pushing Zalin out. Beautifully timed. Slots his car just in front of the Hungarian, so he can't get it on the throttle. Textbook stuff from the Scotsman. Zalin trying to come back, but there's no way through. And Bullet pulls it off in what has been a race-long duel between the two, and climbs up into 7th. Wonderful fight, Jamie.
That's some incredible stuff. I knew Bullet had to have happened. I think his tires are slightly fresher, but here we go. It's Shimasi versus CJ up the hill now through the penultimate corner. No, penultimate corner is just ahead. But right in the back of CJ now. This should be a surefire move for the Haas as they go to the penultimate corner now. As this is technically 2 corners here. But yeah, he's right on the back of CJ now. This should be an easy move for Shimasi. Don't know if it's worth defending for CJ. Yeah, but CJ is defending.
Inside is CJ. He's been holding on for this position for so long, and with 3 laps to go, he's about to slip down a place in the podium. Surely it's inevitable. We know CJ likes to defend hard and fair, and they go side by side through one, and through goes Shimasi, slipping and sliding his way past. He's got the traction, he's got the grip, he's got 2nd place. Oh, does he? CJ coming straight back
still
at
side by
on
side.
the run down towards turn 4.
Yep,
but it looks like it's a done deal. Shimasi up into 2nd. Beautiful stuff, Jamie. Textbook driving from Shimasi.
Brilliant stuff there, but that's going to allow Tao to take a huge chunk now. He's cut the gap to 1.9 seconds now after that battling. So, Tao won't catch Shimasi, but I think he can. He's going to challenge CJ for the last podium position.
Yep, he sure is. And I think maybe CJ kind of thought, well, if I fight too hard here and end up losing the place, which I'm probably going to do anyway, if I keep losing time, I'm going to lose my entire place in the podium. Do you think he was being conservative in turn 1? Do you think he said, okay, on you go, you've got me, I need to focus on Tao now? Or do you think he was trying his best to cling on regardless? Do you know the drivers have got the racing driver instinct? They don't want to give up any place at any time. But you know, you've got to be smart, you've got to think about things. Do you want to taste the champagne this afternoon, CJ? Yeah, I've got to give it up. And do you think that was going through his head, Jamie?
I think it would have been better to fight, because that would have put a car in between him and losing a podium. Because now he's just barely inside Shimasi's DRS. Actually, I don't think he has DRS, but Tao's 1.2 behind him on fresh super soul, so that's going to be even harder to defend from.
Yeah, Tao is coming, but before we go to Tao and watch him, we need to go back to Zalin and Bullet, who it's like a heavyweight boxing match between these two. They just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. It's going all the way. It's doing the 12 rounds, it's doing the 29 laps. To the inside goes Zalin, defensive again. Bullet tries to the outside this time. It's trial and error. He's tried just about everything. He tries again. Zalin hangs him out. Leaves him just enough room, and somehow they go through the corner without any contact. Wow. These guys are just knocking lumps out of one another and lumps out their cars. And wow, they've already collided once this afternoon and ruined their races. That's why they're currently 7th and 8th. And I wouldn't bet against them doing it again. Brilliant stuff though. And somehow he remains stuck behind him, the Scotsman. Yeah,
that's brilliant defensive tactics from Zalin as Bistas starts the penultimate lap. He's 35 seconds left, so I guess he's not going to pit. I guess he's dead set on staying on those mediums, which I think he's done what, 22 laps in the medium? No, like 21 laps in the mediums then.
Yeah, it's been quite an incredible feat from Bistas. I'm really surprised he's chose to do this and stay out so long. Is he just putting on a show for everyone? I mean, this is really interesting, Jamie. I mean, we've seen a lot of drivers coming in really early and at the start of the race, the likes of Ace of Pace, and everybody thought the ILR2 boys would be eyeing the 2-stop, but now we're seeing this from Bistas, and you've got to wonder, is the 1-stop really the way to go? Corey was showing good signs as well at one point until he hit trouble. And there's a move going on here. CJ going very defensive from Tao. I missed that there. I didn't realise Tao would catch him that quickly, but here we go. Going up towards turn 3, and look how defensive CJ's forced to go. It's like Rosberg in Alonso from 2012. And round the outside tries Tao. CJ's running out of traction, running out of grip, and he's also running Tao out of road. And he has to do it, but it was all fair and square as they run down through the SC section and towards the hairpin. You can try a late lunch here, and Tao's going to do just that. Somehow defending and staying ahead still is frisky CJ. Somehow staying ahead. He's desperate to taste that champagne, Jamie. We love listening to him on the podium because his interviews are usually quite salty. So, can he stay in front of Tao and deny that Ferrari a podium? Ace of Pace is faded right out of this. Real worries for him. It's going to be an interesting debrief for him as to what went wrong in this final stint. But it's really kicking off between these guys. We've got a yellow in Sector 2, and it's Fraggle Paul dropping down. I think probably him because he did drop a position. But it's all about CJ and Tao on this final lap. But it's all about Bistas on the final lap. He started it. But who will get the jump here? CJ, is this last chance saloon?
This is the last chance, yeah.
For Tao, as they come across the line to start the final lap. The first corner is awaiting. Is the champagne going to be tasted for CJ? He's been on those tyres so long. Formula 1 can be so cruel. He's battled so hard to stay there. Will he stay here for the remaining few miles?
Tao
he defends hard. The cutback is available for Tao. Has he got the traction? It doesn't look like it. And CJ is showing real grit and determination, digging his heels in and keeping that Mercedes in the podium spot. Brilliant stuff again, Jamie.
That's brilliant. Yeah, CJ's straight line speed really aided him there. I think Tao must have gone for a higher wing setup because first off, he's not really...
Oh, Jamie! Zalin and Bullet are still side by side. They continue the battle. I wish I could have watched this from the start.
Oh, Bullet damaged his wing.
Yeah, he's damaged his wing, and surely that's the end of that. They were rubbing wheels again through turn 1 and 2. And unbelievably, it looks like Zalin is going to get sick ahead of Bullet in 7th. But we have to go back to CJ and CJ and Tao, who's somehow still ahead. Beastas has won the race. We totally missed it. My apologies. Beastas wins by a mile, 35 seconds ahead of the field. He's destroyed them. But all eyes are on Frisky CJ, who's got no more than a few hundred yards to taste the champagne. Tao trying everything.
Oh, turn the ball on the outside.
Can he line this up, Jamie? Can he find a way through? Down the back straight they go towards the final turn. It's all about a late lunge. If Tao wants the podium here today, it looks like it's too late. Shimasi is going to pick up a brilliant second. And all across the line, it looks to me like CJ is going to brilliantly hold on the one stop to take the podium. Tao is denied and is deflated. What a race it's been. Beastas might have won it by a country mile, but we do not care one bit. Behind it has been scintillating how the strategies have unfolded. And in the end, Frisky CJ picks up a remarkable podium. And you can see him punching in the air there. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say in the driver's interview room. Beastas is going to have nothing to say. He probably fell asleep from lap 10 onwards. But he has won this race. He's put in a very impressive display. And Beastas then, brilliant performance. The first points of his season after missing out in China and crashing out or getting involved in an incident in the opening race in Australia, has picked up a brilliant victory. Jamie, it's been a fantastic race. The guys in the comments, please feel free to vote for your driver of the day and let us know. We'll announce that in the podium interviews. It doesn't have to be any of the guys on the podium, but there they are then.
Beastas dominated. Fuck yeah. But the thing is though, is that the race behind him was something else. That was probably one of the most. That's probably the best race I've seen so far this entire season.
Yeah, it sure has. It's been brilliant from start to finish.
Really came into play.
3 Union Jacks on the podium. It is Beastas who wins it though. He dominated. He blitzed the field, to be honest. Shimasi, I think, jumps into the lead of the championship potentially with that. It gets very close anyway to Bullet after that second. It's Frisky CJ pulling off the ultimate masterclass on the one stop. And remember, Jamie, he spun earlier on. He could really have had that second place.
Yeah.
So, still, great job to get the podium. Tao, very disappointed with 4th after all that. He looked to stick on for a podium. Ace of Pace faded out of it in 5th. He'll be disappointed. Bullet and Zalin duelled all race long. They collided a couple of times as well. But it's Zalin who gets the 6th and Bullet 7th. He'll be slightly disappointed with that. He had good pace today and got the fastest lap as well. Stanley 8th. Fraggle Paul 9th, and Hayden picks up the final point in 10th. Robbo disappointed after finishing the race in 11th. Joker 12th, and the rest did not finish. Jamie, it's been a fantastic Grand Prix. We'll get the guys in for the podium. What did you make of that yourself?
Well, to be honest, mate, I'm about to lose my voice. That was probably one of the best races I've ever seen, actually. The strategy came into play. A lot of people, I'm surprised that a lot of people actually still went for the one stop and actually pulled it off. So that's going to be big for the guys who are watching in ILR2. The one stop still works, apparently so. But I don't know. That was a very good race. And hold on, I'm going to phase out so I can get people in the interviews.
Absolutely first class, but the battle behind was intense. Everywhere in the field, we had Bullet and Zalin all race long fighting. It ended up being, we had the incredible fight for the podium, which we didn't know which way it was going to go until late in the race, and we had Stanley and Co fighting down the bottom for the final points. It was just a real advert for the league in ILR1, and I thought it was a fantastic Grand Prix. Really good. To
be honest, that's one of the best races I've ever watched. I mean, yeah, the strategy is what made it absolutely entertaining. Hey, Chris Johnson. Chris, that race, that spin, that spin, what happened?
Yeah. Let me just check on my settings real quick, so you can hear me on the stream now.
Yeah.
You start off with Beastas, innit? Because he wins.
Right. Yep. Beastas, wait. What a win! What a win, mate. Tell us, how does your first win in ILR feel?
feels good after being taken out by Falcon and then not turning up. Not turning up last time, but yeah, wasn't messing around today and just got the win.
Man,
Yeah, besides it was a superb performance. I've got to ask you, why the one stop when you could have fitted a brand new set of tyres and maybe not have the risk of a puncture? What state were those mediums in at the finish? The guys in ILR2 will be interested to hear that for the race that's coming up there.
But at the end they won about 77, 78, but I was still doing constant 31s, so yeah, consistency it's too good.
Well, it was superb. You totally and utterly annihilated the field, and I think a few people in the championship standings will be looking down and very concerned about the pace from Beastars today. Totally flawless drive, so congratulations for that. Well done. Was there any hairy moments out there? Obviously you came back out on the racetrack in a little bit of traffic, and I pulled a superb move on, I think it was CJ, was it, to take second place at one point. So
yeah.
Why, if you felt it was okay to take the risks when you had such a gap?
Yeah, I had so much, like I had more fresh tyres. I knew it was gonna be an easy move, so yeah. I just wanted to get the biggest gap possible.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. Congratulations anyway on your first win. A superb drive. Have we got Shimasi in here, the man that finished second? Is he around?
Nah, he didn't.
We haven't got Shimasi, but we'll go to Frisky CJ, the man who was assaulted. Interview. CJ, well done. A brilliant podium. The odds were against you going into those final few laps, but somehow you pulled it off. How do you feel?
Well, it was never really. I mean, I'm in the mental game. I'm well ahead of the guy that was behind me trying to battle me, so that was easily done. I knew what I was gonna do, even with that mediums. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of annoyed not to get second, having that incident, considering that I spun, and when I got taken out, then that kind of wrecked my super softs, and I had to run that to like about lap 10 to make the one stop work. But I'm happy I'm on the podium, so it's not all doom and gloom, I guess.
So just run us through what happened then. We did see you coming together. I can't remember, was it the Ferrari of Tau on the exit of turn 1? So what exactly happened in your eyes then? How did it all come around?
Well, practically I was defending going into turn 1, so I took the defensive line, left him on the outside. Obviously when you take the inside line, you hit the apex and then you run wide going into the second corner. So like when you're just like literally riding on the apex. So for whatever reason he thought there was a gap there, which clearly wasn't. And he hit my rear left and I spun, and that put me really bad, because then I was like behind the 2 Indies, like battling like crazy. So luckily that I just got past him, and yeah, I just made the work all about in the end. But yeah, I was kind of annoyed with it.
Oh well, you suppose you'll be happy enough to get to taste the champagne after all that though. So it's been an ideal day for you, a fruitful day on the podium, get some points. So yeah, on to the next one. CJ, what do you think then? Your chances in Russia, is it a place you think you can get some good points?
Russia, one of my, really don't like that track at all, but I'll give it a shot on no traction, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I have more pace there. I mean, my pace is not bad there, but it's really hard to like hook up on that properly. But you know, we'll do more practice and see what happens.
Okay. Jamie, have you got any further questions for CJ?
No. I mean, that battle that you had with what's his name at the very end, Tao. How you defended that? That was incredible. Do you set your car up for more straight line speed?
I can't be telling you that, Jamie.
What?
You put 6 feet on there for less questions than that. I can't be telling you that.
I don't know. When I went on board with Tao couldn't catch you in the DRS, so your car was proper set up for that straight, and that was very fun to watch.
The way I set up my car, obviously running no traction this race, just to be comfortable with the car, and then
yeah,
the rest is crazy. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty hard. I can't lie. Like when the tires are like when they're 70% wear, especially no traction coming out like T1.
Yeah.
I had to like put it down and just control the traction. But yeah, it was. I mean, the battle at the end we had was good, to be fair. It was pretty clean, so yeah.
That was very fun to watch. Got your elbows out, got the job done. Congrats on your podium.
Thanks, man.
Well, ILR2 in 10 minutes. Wish us luck. It's been fun, and we'll catch the rest of you guys next Sunday in Russia.
Yep. See you in Sochi, guys. It's going to be another cracking Grand Prix.